All right, guys, well, I'm back today discussing some of the absolute best guns to suppress, and suppressors keep growing in popularity, especially with the fact that we actually have a chance to get the Hearing Protection Act passed. Make sure you're calling your local representatives, your senators, everybody you know, and tell them, hey, pass that thing so we can get suppressors off the NFA. Brett and I, say hi, Brett.
Hi, Brett.
Brett and I just did a video on a suppressor guide for the new suppressor owner. Definitely check that out. I feel like it was a valuable piece of info that we could throw in video form. But now let's talk about the best guns to suppress, starting with the obvious answer, 22. 22 is one of the best guns to suppress because you can actually get it pretty darn movie quiet. Whether it's a bolt action or a semi-auto, 22 long rifle is a great option to suppress. And if you're interested in full suppressor reviews, subscribe to the channel and check out the backlog of suppressor videos. I've got a lot on there, but let's take some shots with a TX22 and CCI standard velocity ammo, which is subsonic out of a pistol. That is so quiet, absolutely hearing safe. And if you want it even quieter, you can throw a can on the end of a bolt action 22 with CCI quiet and be ultra silent, especially for getting varmints at night. But let's move on and talk about some other maybe not so obvious guns to suppress. Now, the next type of gun I want to discuss is suppressing pistols. Now, a lot of times, pistols can be a little bit finicky when it comes to suppressors, but the best thing to do is get something like a Beretta with that fixed barrel there, still running a Nielsen device, and a Beretta is an absolute champ when it comes to suppressor hosts. Now, there's a lot of other options out there, and again, you can check the channel, but one thing that's key is getting subsonic ammo, like 147 grain and higher. I'm running 150 grain in this particular setup, and most 45 ACPs are also going to be subsonic, or all 45 ACPs are going to be subsonic out of the box. So when you are running them, whether on a pistol or a pistol caliber carbine, they're going to be really quiet. Now, the cool thing about running a lot of pistol suppressors is you can swap out the Nielsen device or booster, which allows them to run on a pistol, with a fixed barrel spacer and run them on something like a pistol caliber carbine, maybe even an MP5 if you put a tri-lug adapter, and all of those are going to be really good options to suppress, and they are all going to be hearing safe if you're using a long enough can with the subsonic ammo. But let's take some shots. Really awesome, and you could pretend you're from like a James Bond movie. Again, the Beretta is one of my favorites to suppress, but let me know your thoughts about what your favorite 9mm to suppress is in the comments section below. The next great rifle to suppress would be something like a bolt-action rifle, and in particular, I love the Ruger American Generation 2 because it feeds from AR mags. The other cool thing about running a closed breech gun is all the gases are coming from the action down the barrel and none are escaping out here, so it can be very quiet, especially with subsonic 300 Blackout. Now, running a suppressor on any of a bolt-action rifles are going to be very quiet, but the Ruger American Generation 2 is by far one of my favorites. If you've grabbed the 30 cal suppressor for your AR, definitely check out running it on a bolt-action rifle, especially for hunting applications with suppressor hunting opening up in many states. Now, we are running AAC 220 grain subsonic ammo through this Ruger American, and on the front we've got the Dead Air Sandman X. Let's take some shots with this thing. Definitely 100% hearing safe with the subsonic ammo. Now we're going to shoot some steel. And the other cool thing about the Ruger American is it lets you know when you fired your last round because of that last round hold open lock. The Ruger American Generation 2 is a great rifle to suppress, but again, make sure if you've got a suppressor for your 5.56 or 300 Blackout, you're at least trying it on a bolt-action rifle. The next great option to suppress is any 300 Blackout, including a lot of the more modern ARs. This is a Palmetto State Armory Saber, and it's got an adjustable gas block to tune it for exactly what you want. A lot of the more modern 300 Blackout ARs are specifically designed to run suppressed, either with or without an adjustable gas block. You can also tune the buffer system to get it to run great. This one has been functioning awesome. We've got, again, some AAC subsonic 300 Blackout in and a Dead Air Sandman S. If you've thought about getting a suppressor for your rifle, a lot of guys will want a dedicated 5.56 can, but I always recommend going up to a 30 cal can. That way you can run a 30 cal can on a 5.56 rifle and still have really good hearing protection, but you also get a lot of forgiveness because the end cap is larger than a 5.56 cap, so if the suppressor loosens up, you don't have near a chance of getting a baffle strike as you do on a 5.56, and you can run that 30 cal can on a bolt action like we just did, or on a suppressed 300 Blackout rifle. Let's take some shots with this guy. But this is not a rifle, it's a pistol. This is a brace. Now, it's not the quietest in the world, and it's definitely going to be a little bit louder than something like the bolt action rifle, but it's definitely hearing safe, and it functions really well, especially the PSA Sabers. Now on to the next rifle. And by far, one of the best kept secrets in the suppressor world is running a lever action. Now, this is becoming more and more popular with companies making threaded barrel lever actions like this G-Force Arms and 44 mag. Now, the cool thing about a lot of lever actions is the fact that they are available in pistol caliber carbines like 44 mag, which you can run subsonic 44 special, or 357 mag, where you can run 38 special. Both the 38 special and 44 special are subsonic. It's also a closed breech gun, just like the bolt action, meaning all of the gases when fired escape out the barrel and none come out the action, so you can capture all of them with a suppressor. The other cool thing about a lever action is they're much quicker to operate than a standard bolt action rifle, so if shots on target in a quick manner is important, but quiet is also important, this is a great option. I love these for a personal defense rifle or a ranch rifle, and I really think lever actions are making a comeback specifically because suppressors are becoming so accessible. Now let's run some 44 special through this lever action G-Force, and I'll show you guys how quiet it is. Oh, one on my head. These things are really cool. Another honorable mention is anything tri-lug adaptable. Also roller delayed guns like an MP5 or the new Springfield Kuna, or even a radial delayed gun like something from CMMG. It just slows the action down a little bit, slows everything down, makes it great suppressor host, and then you can put a tri-lug or 3-lug adapter, and I've got a lot of videos on those on the channel if you want to check them out. Now, if you guys have any of your favorite suppressor hosts that I haven't talked about, please leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you missed the first video talking about acquiring a suppressor for the first time, that was recently posted, so definitely check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.